celebrations that are taking place. The Dogra front is actually celebrating ahead of the Yasin Malik sentencing. That's the latest image that is coming across. Let me go across to Niranjan. Niranjan, on the one side, what we are seeing is celebrations are taking place. Some would say it's a little delayed. This entire conviction that is taking place, that is going to take place, not second guessing what the court is going to do. But the fact of the matter is that many would say that this is only part of it. Let's not forget there is another horrific crime that has been committed by Yasin Malik, responsible for what the Kashmiri Pandits had to face. Today, he's only facing the charge of funding. He's only facing the charge of ensuring that terrorist activities are carried out in the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Well, he's the architect of this entire separatist movement, the separatist terror in Jammu and Kashmir, and you've covered it very closely, Shawan, over the years. And he basically sowed the seeds 3 decades ago. 3 decades ago, it was him, along with his supporters, who started what is today the Kashmiri Pandit exodus, the Kashmiri Pandit genocide. He's been accused of killing Indian Air Force officers. The wife of one of such officers, squadron leader Ravi Khanna, spoke to Republic TV a few minutes back. Now that is Yasin Malik for you. On the screen right now, on one side you have pictures of Yasin Malik, the terrorist, being dragged inside the courtroom in NIA. On the right, you have pictures of celebrations that have broken out in Jammu. The Dogra front is celebrating already for what has been a very, very delayed verdict, delayed trial, delayed decision. Yasin Malik is someone who shared the stage with the most dreaded terrorists, was in touch with Pakistani terror groups. He sat with Hafiz Saeed. Shawan, he sat with Hafiz Saeed in Pakistan. He was in touch with the most dreaded terrorists, was being handled by Pakistan. And these are pictures of the celebrations now coming in. Pictures of the celebrations coming in. There is an update from the court. I'm going across to that. Ananya telling us that there is a quick news update coming in. The dog squads have been brought to the courtroom right now. Dog squads being brought to the courtroom ahead of the verdict being delivered. These are first pictures on Republic TV. First pictures on Republic TV from Jammu. Let me also tell you, the dog squad has been brought to the courtroom in Delhi, and the bomb disposal squad is also doing requisite checks. These are quick updates coming in from the national capital. Judgment being written, celebrations already breaking out. Finally, the sentencing of Yasin Malik is going to happen in the national capital. Can you imagine, Shawan, until a few years back, he was called to seminars, he shared the stage with who's who of the lobby. There is one famous picture where Farooq Abdullah's, holding, tapping him from the back. There is this famous picture where Manmohan Singh is shaking hands with him and smiling. There is this famous picture where he's smiling with, I forget her name, but somebody who got an award for a book. I forget her name. If I recollect her name, I'll tell you. But all these people who idolized him, who made him into this hero, killer, he today in court, NIA said was responsible for the Kashmiri Pandit exodus. NIA in court said he was responsible for the Kashmiri Pandit exodus. He held a gun in his hand, and along
Niranjan,
with the likes of Bitta Karate. Yes, Shawan.
In fact, I would just like to show some parts of the investigation. We've got about over 243 pages of the investigation that's been carried out, a summary of multiple charge sheets that have been filed. Now, this is a document that we've got from the National Investigation Agency. We've been tracking the story very closely. Back in 2017, when we had also launched as a network, this was one of the biggest stories that we had covered. In fact, we covered from all angles to get a sense of what no one ever thought would actually happen in Jammu and Kashmir, the multiple raids that were carried out. And take a look at this, Niranjan, where there's a very interesting, and this Pakistan link that we were talking about, that he's a stooge of Pakistan. Now, let's not forget, this is what the National Investigation Agency has to say. In fact, he has admitted, Niranjan, that he was in Pakistan. He attended a training camp in Muri. This was a program that was organized by Hafiz Saeed. He says that there is an email account of Yasin Malik were downloaded by the National Investigation Agency. These emails show that accused Yasin Malik had set up an elaborate structure mechanism across the world to raise funds for carrying out terrorist and other unlawful activities in Jammu and Kashmir in the name of freedom struggle. Point number one. Point number two is that he stated that he had visited LET camp in Muri, where Hafiz Saeed had organized a felicitation event for him. Excerpts of the said mail have been reproduced here. Important to point out, this is that very email Yasin Malik actually gets from Pakistan. And the fact that he's been asked to coordinate with engineer Rashid. Engineer Rashid is also arrested, has also been arrested by the National Investigation Agency. So there is mounting evidence against Yasin Malik.
Yes.
Today when the NIA is seeking death penalty for him, many would say that this should have been done years back.